Hey friends, it's Akadiris, and today I'm going to be finding out how Asian I really am. What the f is that intro? What the f? Yeah, so I recently took that 23andMe test. It's the one where like you spit in the cup, send it back to the lab, and then they come back with results about like your ancestry, maybe personality traits, or maybe health traits that you might have inherited. Also, I'm really late on the trend for this one because, you know, this thing doesn't ship to Japan.
What the? Why?
I know I'm Filipino, but if you know anything about Filipino history, you know that I feel like through every war, from what I've read anyway, Philippines has always just kind of gotten the short end of the stick.
Thank you. Thank you. Titan has freed us.
Oh, I wouldn't say free. More like under new management. Under new management. Under new management. Under new management.
So I know there's Spanish in me.
Spanish, Asian, Filipino.
I know my real name, which is Agnes, is Greek, but that's just because my parents are weird, even though they never call me that. So I'm finally going to be answering all my life questions. How Filipino am I? Am I just a born, natural, good singer? Or am I going to be the next Miss Universe?
Wait.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the thing now and look at my DNA.
We're gonna find out right now.
View your ancestry composition. So I am 97.1 East Asian, Filipino and Austronesian, which is a 95.7%. Oh wow, they even have like all of the regions as well. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Philippines has at least like 2,000 islands, but you have like your main regions. So for me in the Philippines, it says that the number one is Western Visayas, which is located right here. That makes a lot of sense because I heard that like both my parents historically are from that area, so I believe that. Ilocos, I know that area. I can't tell you anything about it. I kind of thought Manila would be a little bit higher because my dad and his mom and pretty much like a lot of people are from Manila, but no, that's like number 4 on the list. Central Visayas, I don't know what any of these are, so I don't even know where this is. Okay, the second one, Chinese. 0.7% Chinese. Oh, you know what? My mom did tell me that like there were a couple of Chinese people in our family, so that probably makes sense. Okay, so specifically I'm part of this Chinese Dai. What is Chinese Dai? The Dai people of southern China belong to a larger Thai ethno-linguistic group that currently lives in parts of China, Burma, Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand. Most Chinese Dai are genetically more similar to their Vietnamese neighbors than they are to the Han Chinese. Wow, I get what they mean. That really does look closer to like Southeast Asian culture than it does like mainland China. If you showed me any of these photos, I would have thought that this was like Vietnam, Laos, or Thailand. Okay, and I'm also 2.2% European, starting off at 1.4% Southern European, which is, I'm guessing that'll probably be Spain. Yep, sure is. I am 1.2% Spanish and Portuguese. I kind of already expected that. That's actually not as high as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it'd be like a little bit more up, but I guess because, you know, the Philippines has been just so independent from Spain for so long that it doesn't even like matter at this point. I will say though, for those of you that are really unfamiliar with like Filipino culture, it has so many similarities with Spanish.
We don't even have Asian last names. Look at our fucking last names. In my family alone, De La Fuente, Santos, Gonzalez. We're fucking Mexicans.
I remember I put on my Instagram where I was cooking a dish that we have called picadillo, and my Mexican friend messaged me and was like, what? That's a Filipino? I swear that's a Mexican dish. And I was like, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's like distant cousins right now. You've got Latin adobo and you've got Filipino adobo, which is the goat. Let's go here, Northern European, 0.8. I'm more Northern European than I am Chinese. Okay, what's under that? British!
Right, I'll tell you what, you fat little cunt.
Oh my god, I think I already know what the comments are gonna say. So does that mean I can have my acceptance letter to Hogwarts now? Cry of joy of the British monarchy. No wonder I love The Crown so much. Which, by the way, I heard there's like a lot of people outside the UK that like that series more than people in the UK. I guess that would make sense because the same thing like happened with Lincoln, where a lot of Americans didn't really watch Lincoln, but a lot of people outside of America really liked it. I feel like just other cultures get like more invested in someone else's country than their own, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I can now finally tell people I'm British. You know, I feel like that would be a very American thing for me to do. Just like hold on to like the very, very diluted part of my DNA and just tell people that I'm 0.8% Irish or 0.8% British. Americans, why do we do that? Why do some people just like say, oh, I'm like 1/8 German and 2/4 Greek? Like, I don't get it. And Greek? I was just joking. Greek and Balkan heritage? I am 0.2% Greek. I was just joking. Like if you look up Agnes, it literally says it's like a Greek name, but my parents just like chose that on a whim. I've learned something about myself. I love Mamma Mia. I love my big fat Greek wedding. That is kind of crazy though, that I am more British and Irish than I am Chinese. That really surprises me. That means that some British or Irish people had some major riz on my family, because
I like baked beans cold from the tin.
I don't think we have any family stories of ever being involved with the UK whatsoever. Then again, like I said, the Philippines did get like thrown around a lot during the war. You know what I'm really surprised about? That I don't see Japanese in here. And I'm not saying that as like a weeb. I'm just saying that because I've known some stories of like Japan doing some pretty crazy things in the Philippines. What is this one at the bottom? 0.5% Melanesian? That sounds like another like islander area. Dive the lagoons of New Caledonia. Make your own mumu. That looks like Filipino sweets. Yeah, so I've just got like a lot of islander in me, and honestly, I am so proud of that. I love tropical islander culture. I think it's just so beautiful, whether it's the Philippines, whether it's Polynesian, or I guess in this case Melanesian. All of the tropical areas just like run through my veins. I found out I am Asian, but I am also British. So now I am at a crossroads here. Do I prefer green tea or do I prefer English tea? I'm gonna give the most British response. It all depends on what accompanies the tea. I'm not gonna have rice with English tea, and I'm not gonna have green tea with, what do you guys have? Crumpets? Okay, so now that we confirmed how British I am, let's look at some traits. Physical features, this one I'm not really so interested in. This is just like freckles, finger length ratio, but it has up here taste and smell and weird and wonderful. So this one says asparagus odor detection, likely can smell. So that means if I eat a lot of asparagus, it's gonna smell in my urine. That's basically what that means. Bitter taste, likely can taste. I mean, I thought everyone can taste bitter things. Agnes, your genetics make you likely to be able to detect certain bitter tastes. For example, do raw broccoli or Brussels sprouts taste bitter to you? Yeah, they do. Does this not taste bitter to anyone else? Is this really just a DNA thing? Oh my god. Ice cream flavor preference. About a 50-50% chance of preferring vanilla or chocolate ice cream. How? I need to know the science behind that. How is ice cream? Taking me to an ice cream shop is like the worst thing ever. I literally have such a difficult time choosing. I have about a 50-50 chance of being able to match a musical pitch. That must be the Filipino in me. Bunions? More likely than average to have had a bunion. Not for free. Fear of heights. More likely than average to be afraid of heights. That's really true. I'm terrified of heights. If there's like closed walls around me, I don't really get scared. But if there's like space, an open space, and I'm looking down, that's terrifying. My spine literally starts to shiver when I start like looking over the edge. More likely to have thick hair. Nah. Mosquito bite frequency. I'm likely bitten more often than others. Holy crap. I am really susceptible to mosquitoes. I don't know why the hell they like me so much. Motion sickness. More likely to experience motion sickness. That's also very true. Like, for example, I always have like these ginger snacks with me to help me with motion sickness. They help me with like from the plane to boats, like cars, everything. Likely to wake up around 8:35 a.m. More or less. As far as carrier statuses, there's a lot of different types of diseases here. Breast cancer report. I have an increased likelihood of it. An estimated 13% of people with genetics like yours develop breast cancer by their 70s. I don't think anyone in my family had breast cancer, but that's probably something I have to keep in mind. Also, it has here like a list of DNA relatives, so like people that share kind of similar DNA composition as you. And I'm not going to show them just because of their names, but I will say that there's 4,231 relatives in this world. Holy shit! Oh my god, my family. Okay, so highlights from this whole 23andMe test. Found out that I'm more susceptible to liking teas and crumpets than I am to Bing Chiling. And the other one is that I should also get checked for breast cancer. I don't know why this wasn't available in Japan. I literally had to go to the US to take this. No matter where you're from, it's just interesting to see what's in that mixing pot. Glad to know I am actually Filipino and that my parents are my parents. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna go make myself a pot of tea and watch The Crown while listening to the Beatles and thinking about the British monarchy. See you.